police brutality!
Stop Juanita Young!
Stop police brutality!
What happened to Juanita Young Saturday night and her family should not have happened. And when the black and Latino police seen that happening, they should have interrupted. They should have intercepted that and said, no, that can't happen. You can't do that. But they were the ones, exactly. They were the ones that was doing it. So like Carl said, what kind of system is this? What kind of system is this? What kind of system is actually out here teaching our kids to just go to school and do the right thing? Listen to what the police is supposed to be the good people, serving and protecting us. But yet they're the ones who's brutalizing and killing us on a regular, everyday basis.
Hello, my name is Aline Kirkton. My son was killed in 2006. Saturday night, I was out here for a picnic, and I've never been so scared in all my life. They came running and hitting the door like stormtroopers, you know, and I was surprised. I was like shocked. And then after they got him, they used the door as a battering ram. They had him between the door and the wall, and they kept hitting him and hitting him and hitting him with the door. Then when they knocked him down, they put his knee back here and his back and neck, and then they maced him. Mace, pepper spray, whatever it's called, they did that. And I felt like crying, because he's down there yelling and screaming, and they were horrible. So when we go to court today, they say that JJ beat them up. How could he beat them up if he was laying down on the floor? You know, he couldn't beat them up. They just outright lied, and that was like, oh, I just didn't believe it. I've seen things that cops do. I've heard things about them, but I actually witnessed this. And I was just, oh God, I don't know how to explain it anymore, but I was just shocked. And this should never happen again. It should never, ever, ever happen again.
We live here. Little kids, we have mad little kids, and they pull out guns, all that, break the door. They pull the Juanita, the old lady that pulled her. They can't do this. We live here. They can't break our property when we live here. They beat him up. They beat him up. They beat him up. He's bleeding, and boxers. They beat him up. Beat him up. And they had a mad little kids here. Mad little kids here pull out weapons and all that.
I got here probably a half hour before the cops came. I had my camera because I was taking pictures of Juanita and her grandkids. And suddenly, I didn't even see JJ go in the building. I just suddenly saw some guy just zooming right in. And I saw some guy with a gun right behind it. So I thought it was someone running from the cops trying to hide in the building. And I had no idea what was happening. And then I heard the door breaking. And I hear screaming. And I turn around and suddenly I see JJ smushed behind the door. And the cops pushing him in. It was just a big flurry. And since I had my camera, I just started taking pictures right away. So I couldn't even see what was happening because it was so dark. I really didn't know what was happening until I got home and uploaded the photos. I know Buddy, Juanita's younger son, and I were trying to keep Juanita back, so we were around the corner, so I didn't get to see what happened after. But at one point, I did hear the younger daughter yelling for me to get the water in the back. I didn't know at that point that he was pepper sprayed, so I had no idea what she was talking about. But a friend of the family actually grabbed the water and went over, and I saw that James was over by the cop cars and he was throwing up. And I guess Jonathan was trying to give the water to him to wash the pepper spray off his face. And I didn't see what happened after that.
Okay, on September the 28th, 2007, my son was murdered. And the reason I say he was murdered because on the news, the news showed that the cops had shot him. But if I hadn't gotten an autopsy to show that he was shot in the center of his back in his major aorta beyond 2 feet, that's murder for me. That's murder. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to accept this. And fear. It'll keep you paralyzed or to make you stand up. And for 2 years I've been paralyzed because I didn't, quote, want to be the bad citizen of the United States.
you know. And today, after I saw what happened to Miss Young's family, all I could do is come and participate. That's all I could do.
Thank you.
You know, but fear is something else.
Juanita and her family. It gets to me. It gets me so angry to know that this woman has to be tortured. Why? Because they killed her son and she's not standing around. She's not doing anything. She's fighting back. And because she's fighting back, they subject her to all kinds of abuse. Her 2 baby grandchildren were in the house that day, and they pulled out guns on those children. I can't imagine doing cops to a white family in Long Island. They won't dare do that.
Join us! Join us! Stop police brutality! Join us! Join us! Stop police brutality! Join us! Join us! Stop police brutality!
My name is Steve Millies from the International Action Center, and like all of us here, we're emboldened by the tremendous courage of Juanita Young and all the other parents who've lost their children to the Gestapo. That's what the Nazis called it. The Gestapo called the New York City Police Department, whether it's the 43rd Precinct or the 100 other precincts that brutalize people. When do they ever arrest a slumlord? Where do they arrest the oil billionaires that rip us off? No, their job is to kill and maim and frame up poor people, poor and working people. And we say enough with that. Whatever happened to the 4th Amendment that's supposed to stop against illegal search and seizures? What happened Saturday night to Juanita Young and her family was the same thing that happened to Dr. Henry Louis Gates. It was racial profiling, pure and simple, and it has to be stopped. It has to be stopped by the people, by ourselves, by us organizing. Where is the labor movement on this? We need to bring in every community organization, every union to say, most elementary democratic demand, no to police terror. Hands off Juanita Young. Stop police brutality. Thank you.
Take a minute. My name is Rob Peak. I'm a member of the Uhuru movement. And I think that we can look at the wall and see that this isn't just particular to the 43rd precinct. You know, we look at this. This is something that's taking effect all across the nation. Everywhere we find ourselves as people, we're being attacked. We don't have any rights apparently, because if we did, that there would be some reprisals. There would be some kind of reprisals against this state agency that goes out and deals with people as if they're worse than animals. You have the ASPCA that can stand up for animals and have somebody charged, but cops aren't. They locked a football player up with millions of dollars for a couple of years for some dog fights. But the cops can, they have this unbridled power to just come into our communities. As long as they treat us like dogs, they can kill us, do whatever they want to do. We have to organize. We can't count on Sharpton, Daughtry. We can't count on Obama. We can't count on Sotomayor. We as the people in these communities that are affected by this kind of thing, as well as people who aren't members of the community, we have to all organize as working class people and look out for what's in our interest. And what's in our interest is self-determination. We have to become self-determined. We have to control the circumstances that surround our existence in our own communities. Wherever we find ourselves, African and Latino people are catching hell in the land that they were born in. It doesn't matter whether you're in Africa, whether you're in Latin America, or whether you're in the South Bronx, or whether you're in Brooklyn, or if you're in Oakland, doesn't make a difference. You're a victim. You don't even have to come out your house. Alberta Sproul and Alberta Sproul and the sister in the Bronx, the woman in the Bronx, 67-year-old grandmother, Bumpers, they didn't even have to come out their house. The police came and invited themselves in and blasted them, or threw stun grenades in there, they're catching heart attacks and so on and so forth. So it's up to us. The masses of the people are going to have to stand up for themselves. We can't look for nobody to help us except for our organizing ability. We have to organize, and we have to establish the institutions that we need in our communities, and we have to gain control over the circumstances that surround our lives, and then we can start pushing the police out. We don't need them in our communities to be recognized that we have control over everything that surrounds our existence. That's the way in which we're self-determined. Self-determination is the highest expression of democracy, and that's all there is to it.
Join us! Join us! Stop police brutality!